Hello everyone, welcome to another guitar lesson. I'm Clint, where I teach you guys how to play the guitar easily and in detail. So when I was just starting playing the guitar and bar chords seemed out of reach, and I really needed an alternative when it comes to playing chords that needed bar chords, so this is where this alternative comes in, which is called power chords. And before I begin, please don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, ring the notification bell down below so that you guys will be able to stay updated with future videos. And if you guys would like me to teach anything else, just comment it down below as well, and I'll try to do it for you. And I'll also be able to show your support by sending a super thanks my way down below as well. Really appreciate that. And yeah, that said, let's go straight right into it. So what are power chords, you might ask? So power chords are basically like a more rock version, or like has a more rock feel when it comes to chords, because when it comes to power chords, they don't really have like a minor or major side to them. If you play like, I don't know, like a D minor chord for example, and you just play the power chord version of that, and if you play a D major chord for example, and you want to play the power chord version of that chord, it also kind of passes as a major chord, you know what I'm saying? Just kind of like a neutral kind of chord. So all that you really need is this chord shape right here that I'm about to show you guys. It's going to be this one right here. So when it comes to power chords, they usually have their bass notes in either the lower E string or the A string, from these two top strings or these two thickest strings. And for this one, we're going to be using the A note, which is going to be this one right here. Yep. This one right here. And when it comes to this chord shape, we're going to be moving 2 steps down the fretboard. It's going to be 1, 2, then go downwards. And that's going to be your second note. It's going to be this one right here. So some power chords only require 2 strings, which is only going to be the lower E string or the A string. In this case, where your bass note is going to be on the lower E string. But sometimes if you want a bit more layer and you want to give it that extra kick or that extra punch when it comes to the chord that you're making, we're going to be supporting that with another chord just right below that. So that's going to be this one right here. Yep. And that's going to be your A5 chord. It could either pass as a major chord or a minor chord. Doesn't really matter. And that's your A major chord. So if you notice, if the bar chord version is this one right here, that's going to be your A major chord. It's basically just removing the bottom or the thinnest 3 strings on your guitar. It's going to be like that. It's going to be removing those notes. And those ones are going to be dead strings or not included. And I do this by using this finger right here. So I don't press the finger flat, like so. Kind of round it up a bit in order to mute the strings that we don't need. It's basically going to be the high E string, B, and the G string. And when it comes to making chords that has the A string as its root note or its bass note for chords, just going to be moving this shape down a string for all of them. So moving this note to this note to this note, and this note to this note, like so. Yes, very nice. So this is going to be your D5 note. It's going to be like so. Once again, it could either pass as a D minor chord or as a D major chord. Doesn't really matter. And when it comes to muting the lower E string, personally, I like to use my middle finger to just let my middle finger rest on that string, not pressing on it, because if you do press on it, it's gonna sound like this. It's gonna sound awkward, so just make sure that you're just resting your finger like so. Not pressing on it, just letting it rest there. The same thing applies for these thinnest 2 strings right here, by using this part of your finger, like so. And from that point on, that chord shape is pretty much movable. From here, to here, to here, to here, to here, even here, and here, and here, and here, and here. It's pretty accessible to use, especially if you're somewhat of a beginner when it comes to making chords in your guitar. Pretty cool. Having said that, the only issues that you're gonna have when it comes to playing this chord is using open power chords. So by open power chords, what I mean is that you're going to be using the open E string or the open lower E string That's your open lower E string. And using an open A string as well. Just this one right here. Open A string. And your open lower E string. Yep. So same concept applies. So if this is going to be your F power chord, this is going to be your E power chord. So once again, the remaining strings aren't included. So we're only going to be pressing this, this, and this. Like so. So some people like to use their index finger to press or make like a mini bar. It's not as hard, I promise. It's not as hard. You're only just going to be playing the A string and the D string by only using this index finger, by pressing on both of those, including this string as well, including the lower E string. Yep. Sometimes people also use this. But the main takeaway here is that you gotta make sure that you're aiming only on those strings that included in this chord. Because if you include this, sometimes they might ring. It's a bit of accuracy when it comes to playing the chord, when it comes to open power chords, but it comes with practice as well. Nothing comes easy, you know? And the same thing also applies when it comes to using the open A power chord. So from using this, just going to be your B flat power chord, going to be moving here. So you can still use the middle finger thing that I taught you guys earlier. But personally, when it comes to doing this open power chord shape, I like to use my thumb to make sure that this is muted. Just make sure that you're only playing those 3 strings involved. But what some people do as well is doing the index finger once again. We just do that. We're just aim at those 3 strings. But yeah, but other than that, it's just the movable chord shapes and the open power chords. And that's your power chords. So some people like using power chords, while some people like to use like the full version of the chords when it comes to playing songs, but I'll let you be the judge of that. It all depends on preference and taste anyway as a guitar player. And with that said, here are power chords in action, and we're going to be using the song Still Into You by Paramore as demonstration. So here it goes. I should be over all the butterflies, I'm into you. And baby, even on the worst times, I'm into you. Let I wonder how we got this far, 'cause I don't even need to wonder at all. Yeah, after all this time, I'm still into you. So yeah, this is the end of the guitar tutorial. Thank you guys for watching this point of the video. Please don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, ring the notification bell down below so that you guys will be able to stay updated with future videos. And if you guys would like me to teach anything else, just comment it down below as well. And I'll try to do it for you. And I'll also be able to show your support by sending a super thanks my way down below as well. Really appreciate that. And yeah, so if you guys would like to watch my other videos, just click these ones right here. It's all good. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.